Okay, so can you guys hear me? Show a thumbs up or any reaction if you do, so that we can continue with the session. Okay, great. So let me share my screen. Okay, so uh, today's session is going to be all about scraping and data prep. Since this week's challenge, I think you guys got an introduction to the challenge with Carol, so you have a basic understanding of what to do for this week. So one of the tasks and one of the starting tasks is web scraping and data prep. So this is the session for it. So in this session, we're gonna explore the why behind scraping and the how of getting data with Python and the why of cleaning and the how of making data perfect. Then we'll immediately jump to the demo. So scraping basics, like imagine having an access to thousands of like direct unsolicited opinions from app users. That's the power of like online review. So think about this like for a moment. These are not surveys or not interviews, not filtered comments. These are like raw, honest opinion from like real users telling us like exactly what they feel. And as a data analyst, it's like a gold because users are telling us their pain point without even asking. So it's like manually collecting, and also like manually collecting this much feedback is like impossible. Like that's where web scraping comes in, and it's our automated solution for like gathering this massive amount of raw real-time customer data. So if you try to copy paste like every review manually, like you would spend days or even weeks and months. So web scraping solves this by letting a Python script uh, collect thousands of reviews in minutes. Like it's having like a robot assistant doing the boring work for you while you focus on the analysis. So we'll focus on like the Google Play Store reviews because they offer direct user experience and a huge volume of feedbacks. Yeah, so the Google Play Store is like a perfect data source because people openly share their real frustrations and positive experiences. So like we can get like both complaints and behavioral insights and all in one place. So and for big apps, the number of reviews is like massive, which gives us like a rich data to work with. So uh, what can we learn from this? As I say, like pain points, like popular feature requests, sentiment shift over time, and direct comparison between apps. So once we extract these reviews, we can answer important product questions. What problems like do users complain about the most? What features do people keep asking for? Like, is the mood becoming more positive or negative over time? And how does like one bank, for example, one bank compare to another one? Like, this is the type of analysis that like the product team or any stakeholder or executive rely on like to make decisions. So Uh, like for this week's project, like our target is we're aiming to collect 400 plus reviews per bank, so totaling 1,200 plus reviews. You can go above, but the minimum is 400 per bank. So to ensure we have like a robust data set for analysis. So yeah, you guys are hearing me right? I need to make sure my sound okay. So why we clean data? So uh, first, let's start with okay, your screen isn't visible. Is it, guys? Okay, Gurmai, I think must be your connection. You rejoin. Okay, so let's continue. So what is web scraping? Uh, like it's simply automating the process of extracting uh, data from websites instead of like manually copying and pasting our code. Manually copying and pasting like our code does work. So what does it mean? So when we say web scraping, we don't mean something complicated or like uh, just usually just automation instead of scrolling, copying, and pasting reviews like one by one, like Python code does it for you like instantly. So think of it like teaching your computer how to collect the information you need fast, like accurate, and without manual effort. So for this task, we'll use like a Python library called Google Play Scraper. So it's designed specifically for pulling up reviews, ratings, and other details directly from like Google Play Store. So there is a dedicated library for web scraping from Google Play. So, uh, but like there are many ways to scrape websites, but Google Play reviews are tricky because like the website load information like dynamically, and Google Play scraper levels all this for us. It's built like exactly for extracting reviews from like Play Store, so no need to deal with like HTML or no need to simulate clicks. So the library already knows like how to fetch the reviews, rating, timestamps, and more. So it's dedicated for the Google Play scraper. So if you were to do it in another way, there will be a lot of complications. So use Google Play scraper. We are going to see it in the demo as well. So why we use this library? It's one reason for this library is perfect for beginners and that it hides all the complicated parts. Like you don't have to parse HTML, like handle the JavaScript loading or understand how Google Play structures the page behind the scenes. So instead of all of that, you just call a simple function and the data comes like ready-made. So this is what makes the scripting accessible even for like people that are just starting with Python or anyone. So it's already made package. So that's why we use it. So what are the key points we see when we extract the data? So sorry, sorry guys. Okay, so the key data like review text, the actual written feedback, the rating, the date, and the app name. So the review text like tell us the story, like what the user liked or disliked. The rating gives us like a quick numerical indicator of uh, satisfaction. The date lets us track trends over time, like whether an update or like an improved the app and the app name uh, helps us compare feedback across like different banks. So this is what we get from the data. So the next one is common data problem and strategy. So data cleaning and pre-processing strategy. So you've uh, like scrapped the data. So but like it is a reality. Like raw scrape data is almost never perfect. It's often messy and inconsistent, and like contains errors most of the time. So scraping is like only the first half of the job you do. What we get from scraper is like rarely clean, so or neatly organized. So reviews may contain like emojis, broken characters, strange symbols, or repeated entries. And like because of this, scraping pulls like whatever it finds. So the data is usually all over the place. So cleaning becomes like an absolute necessary after scraping. So there is also called like garbage in, garbage out. So this is the most important lesson in the like data work. So garbage in, garbage out means if your data is like messy and full of errors, then every visualization, trend, or insight you produce will be wrong. So like imagine giving a bank a recommendation based on like duplicate reviews or missing reviews that could completely sorry. Sorry guys, like give me 2 minutes. Sorry guys. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, garbage in, garbage out. So the principle, like I was explaining, if your data is messy and full of errors, then every visualization, trend, or insight you produce will be wrong. So imagine like giving a bank recommendation based on duplicate reviews that will completely like mislead their decision and clean that like foundation of the first. Where's the analysis? So what does dirty data look like? So think duplicate entries, missing information like inconsistent format or relevant characters. So like when we say dirty data, we're talking about things like review appearing twice, like missing rates, missing ratings, like weird string inside the text or date written in different formats. These issues make analysis harder or even impossible. So before doing any sentiment analysis or like team extraction in the project, like we must fix the problems first. So our goal is like the entire purpose of cleaning is to turn chaos into structure. So we want a data set where like every row is complete, consistent, and ready for analysis. So this clean data set become like a single source of truth for all insights we have. And without this step, like nothing else in the project, not even the sentiment analysis or the visualization or the recommendation can be trusted. So cleaning data is a crucial step for the after scraping. So let's look at the typical problem we'll encounter and how we'll fix them. So problem one would be, you guys are hearing me, right? I have to be sure. Okay. So problem one, like we're gonna have the duplicate reviews. The first issue we often face is the duplicate reviews, like the same review appearing like more than once in our dataset. So sometimes, like due to scraping logic or Google Play Store behavior, you might collect the exact same review like multiple times. So this happens because of like how the Google Play Store. Okay, so sorry for the disruption, guys. Okay, so let's continue. So where were we? Like, yeah. So this happens like because of like how the Google Play Store loads reviews in the page. Like when we scrape multiple pages, the same review can appear again. Like especially for like recent reviews. If you don't remove this duplicate, they will like skew our sentiment result and like, make certain complaints appear more common than they actually are. So duplicate reviews are one of our problems, and like to fix this, like we use pandas, the df dot drop duplicates method. I think you guys are working already with that, since you guys did like 2 EDs so far. So yeah, df dot drop duplicate method like instantly remove any repeat rows so that every review in our dataset is unique. So this usually like one of the very first cleaning steps you have to do in any project. And the second problem is like missing data. So the missing data, like this can happen like when a user leave only like a star rating without typing anything, or something the scraper failed to capture a field, or missing values cause like problems when we do analysis like sentiment, trend, or visualization. So we can like strategies to remove or to solve the missing data is depends on which column is missing. So if the review text is missing, we usually delete the row because the text is essential for like sentiment or theme analysis. But if a minor fit like rating or date is missing, we can decide to fill it with the default value using like df dot fill na, for example. Uh, in like so in data cleaning as a whole, like the key idea is like remove what you can't use and fix what you can. So this is how you solve a missing data problem. So the third one is inconsistent date format. So different websites and users format like dates differently. So when we scrape previews, Panda will see the some dates as text instead of like an actual date object. Like this becomes a huge issue because you can't sort them properly. So you can't even sort them like properly or compare them or even analyze trends over time. So without consistent formatting, time-based analysis like simply can't work. So yeah, so to fix this, like we need to normalize all the dates into one clean format. So this is important, guys. So usually like year, month, date format. So Panda makes it easy with like you already work with the data function, so which automatically convert multiple style to real data objects. So once everything is standardized and we can sort reviews by date, like we can study trends and create time-based graphs like without any. So, uh, this is it, guys. So let's jump into the demo. You guys with me? Right. So let's start with the demo. So I'm going to share the scraper with you guys like once we finish this session. So try to follow me like try to follow up and understand what we are going to do and where we supposed to do in the scraper in the pre-processing. So first thing is first, as I was saying, you need to import the Google Play scraper. So you need to install it. It's your first time since I already installed it on my virtual environment. I don't need to do that again. So pip install like Google Play scraper for the first time. So you can import it and then import the app, the sort, and the reviews from the Google Play scraper package, like pandas, date time, import date time. So this is just to make you visualize or see the outputs. So like from config, import app ID, bank name, scraping config, and data path. So one thing new for this project is like you need to do your codes cleanly when you go further in the project. So one of the things you need to do is create a config file. It could be a YAML file or Python file or like even JSON file. So, but you need to have a config file in your project. So, what is the like config file? It will store your like app IDs, for example, bank names, just names and variables in setting for your project. So you don't have to go to your script every single time to edit something like setting wise, or if you want to add, for example, a bank here, you can add it here with the name. You don't have to go to the Python file and change it manually. So if you want another bank, you can also add it in here. So config file gives you like you put your settings and variables here, so you can fetch it from the config file. So this is also our data path. We can even put our data paths here, like raw processed, where we need to put our processed data and the values. So we're going to see that. So for this project, we are going to see the CVE, the Awash, and the Amara Bank. But you guys need to do like the CVE, the Bank of Abyssinia, and I think a Dashen for your project. So you need to change this. So remember, guys, if you this is just a demo for the 3 banks, so you need to change both of these. So first thing first, how do we get uh, our like bank ID from the Play Store? So let me show you with like for example like an Awash. So you just have to Google like Google Play. So you just go into Google Play and search, for example, Awash, Pro or Awash. So this is the app. So you click on it, and here you can see the ID of the Awash Bank Play Store. So you need to copy this so that you can do for the Abyssinia Bank and for like the Dashen Bank. So this is how you get the ID for the bank. So then you can copy it here with this format. So this is the app ID. So let's go to the scraper. So this is what it does. It imports the app ID, the bank name, the scraping config, and the data path from the config file. So it's just importing it. So in this class, we also gave it load the configuration variable from the config file here. We need to give it for ourselves. So for the function, so app ID to app ID bank name, like scraping config, reviews per bank. Let's move it here. So this is scraping config review per bank is this. So we told, like, we inform it needs to scrape 400 data. You can experiment with it, you can make it more, or but the minimum has to be 400 for this project. So we gave it like a maximum try of 3 times to try if a network fails or it has any issues. So we gave it the language English and the country Ethiopia. So this is where you define your function first, then get app information. It will get the app information, like fetching app detail from Google Play Store, like app ID, title, score, rating, reviews, and installs. This all with Google Play package. So we scrape this and we get first the columns or the data we need. So we need an app ID, like title, score, rating, review, install. So then we go to the scrape preview. So this is just a default value. If we didn't put anything in the config file, it will get like a default value of 400. This is just a safety net. So you can remove it, like do whatever you want with it. So scrape preview for a specific app, attempt to fetch count number of reviews sorted by newest first, and include a retry mechanism for stability. So I was showing you guys the like max retries is 3 times. It will try 3 times the loop to handle potential network errors or API issues. So use Google Play Scraper review function here, like an app ID, country, sort by newest, get the most recent reviews, and number of reviews to fetch. We gave it a count, like 400, and fetch all ratings, like from 1 to 5 stars. So we can get all the data. So once it's finished, like you can show us successfully scraped this review. So wait before retrying if it's not the last attempt, so that it can decrement and try 3 times. So this is how we scrape. This is the function for scraping. And let's process the review. So process raw review data, like from the scraper into a clean dictionary format. Extract only the relevant fields we need for analysis. For example, like for review, in reviews data, like it goes through the loop and review ID, review text, like ratings, date, username of the person who wrote the comments, like if there is a reaction, a thumbs up or thumbs down, like if the bank replied, what is the bank code, like the bank name in the app ID, and the source, of course, is going to be Google Play. So this is how we process the data, then script all the data. This is a main orchestration methods, like it iterates through like all configured banks, fetch app metadata, script preview for like each bank, and compile all the data into a single data frame and save the raw data to a CSV. So here, as you can see, it's just it fetches the app information and it does all of this until saving the data. You can go through the code. So script preview, yeah, this is pretty much it. So then it will display like the sample review, so we can see. So let's see where, like, while it run, what it looks like. So this is the main function. So it will call all the prepares the reviews and display the sample data. So always like make sure you are using an EDA, a notebook, like to write your like analysis and visualize your data. So this is just for calling the scraper. So let's run this and see what the outcome is. So as you can see, like starting scraper, like fetching an app information, CV, like it gives us the app ID, the current rating, the total rating. See the difference here, guys? Like it's the data pop up here in the data row. So that it's because of like we specified like here, the processed data goes processed and the raw data goes to data row. So it gives us the information for the bank first, then app information saved to the data row and app info CSV. So here it is. You can see it if you want. So done scraping reviews. So it shows us like the progress of each scraping. Since we have three, when it finished the first one, it will be like 33% of the data for mobile banking, and it successfully scraped 400 reviews. Here for like Awash Pay also 400. So it's because like we specified 400. For like Amara Bank, it only had like 183. So by default, it will take like 183. So if it were like more than 400, it will just take 400, but it's unfortunately less than that. So it gives us also the final review or of our scraping. Total review collected 983, review per bank like 400, 400, and 183. For your case, guys, it should be 400 for each and above. You can do above, no worries. So the data is saved here. So this is how your code is supposed to look like. So it's clean and very like visual and informative. So also we just printed out like sample ratings, sample data for like, for example, for a commercial bank, someone gave like 5-star and they said like nice app and the date and so on. So, and we can see the data, the head of the data look like this. And so before we go to like pre-processing, let's see the script. I'm not sure you guys are hearing me or not. So anyone, thumbs up or anything, show me that you're listening. Okay, great. So okay, so what I was explaining before in the slides was after each scraping, like you need to do data cleaning and pre-processing. So it's a mess. The data will be a mess. It will have like a missing data, duplicate data. So it needs to be clear. So always like you need to do that pipeline. So scrape and then pre-process and clean the data. So like this script, clean the pre-process script, review data, handle missing values, normalize date, clean text, and so on. So I tried to put comment on everything so that you guys can read and understand the data well. So if like import, you know already by now how to import. Yeah, so load the data here, read the CSV file at the self.input pass into Panda data frame. You need to do like handle specific error while the file does not exist. If the file does not exist, you will have a session later in this week about error handling. So do not worry about that. So check, we have put here, so missing data, check missing data, like handle missing values, normalizing dates, clean text. So there is no duplicate function here. So this is by like design. So you guys need to put duplicate value function that can do that can clean duplicate values in this function. So there is no duplicate function for this Python file. So you guys need to put that yourselves so that you can understand what it does and how you can do it by yourself. And add also, for example, a function that removes like Amharic text uh, from your files, from your exported files, or from your script file. So you need, so remember, guys, you need to put a duplicated function and also that a function that cleans an Amharic text, since our like thematic or sentiment analysis doesn't understand Amharic. You need to clean that data. So there is no function for this here. So you need to do that by yourself. So but here we load the data and check the missing values so that it can check the missing values. Then the handle missing value, like uh, for the columns, critical columns like review text, rating, and bank name. Yes, and before count, drop any rows that have a missing value, like none in critical columns, since if you don't have the bank name or any comment on the review text, that data will be for the browser if there is no data in these three critical columns. So then it will normalize date to align all the dates in the same format, then clean text, and so on. So when we run this, let me show you. First, like observe here, there is no data in the processed file, but when we run, this is just, it calls the preprocessor file, nothing else. So when we run this, like starting data preprocessing, it will load the data, loaded like 983 reviews, since we had 983 review script. Then it check the missing value, reply content, like has missing 980 values. So we don't really need that column. And since 99% of the data is missing, we can drop it like an app ID 211. So we can remove this, but not remove all the columns. We just have to fill out or fill out the data. So handle missing values, normalizing date, cleaning text, validating ratings, and so on. So you need to do that as well, guys. So make sure that you add at least two functions, and one that can do a duplicate value and one that can do like removing the Amharic text or any unrelated text. So you can also like visualize here. This is just a starting point. You can add whatever code or whatever function you might think that will help you do the project. So for example, we just visualize here the distribution of rating and the number of reviews per bank. So uh, here star rating and number of reviews per bank. For example, Amara Bank has like 183. So the other ones have like 400 and 400. Since it's going to be the same for all the banks, it will be the same for your case. But since this is a demo, the Amara Bank has like 180, only 183 reviews. So this is just a visualization. So this is how you do it, guys. So remember that going forward, you need to add a config file so that you can put your settings here. So it will be a clean and more professional way of how to code. So this is it, guys. So remember that you need to change this, the Awash and the Marabank ID with the Dashan and Bank of Abyssinia, so that you can do the project properly. So I'm going to share this data when the session ends. So this is it, guys. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask. Any questions? You're welcome. Anything that I need to clarify? Okay, Mariam.
Yeah, I had a question. Can you tell us more about what the env file is doing in this
The what file?
the env the .env?
Oh, okay. So let me share you guys screen. So this is the .m file. So for now, since we don't have any secrets or any API keys that would not be exposed, since this is public data, we don't really need the .env files. But uh, you're hearing me, right, Mariam?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Also, you can let, let me share my screen. You guys can see my screen. Miriam, can you? Okay.
I can't see it.
Okay. I think there might be a problem, but okay. How about now?
I still can't see. Okay, I
Okay.
can see now. I can see now.
Okay. So this is the .env, and since I was saying that since this week's we for this task we don't have anything secret in our data, since everything is public. Like for example, the bank IDs are also public. We don't have to put anything in .env. But when I think you guys have a Postgres task later on this project. So you need to put your database name, your database password here. Uh, I will show you guys. For example, this has to go here like this. So, and always you don't push your .environment file to the GitHub. You need to always put it in git ignore, so that if this is pushed to GitHub, it will be exposed. Your database is exposed. Or if you have any API keys, you need to put it in your .env file and put it on git ignore, so that you can't accidentally push it to the GitHub into the cloud. So any hacker or anybody can get your API key or your database file. So for later project, for the later task, when you do your DB configuration, always put your configuration file in .env, not even in the configuration file. So this is what it does, and that's a good catch. Let me show you. So here, as you can see, this is just it has to get its data from like the .env getting. But if we don't get it, it can default take this. So if I remove this, it will work also, since we have put our like bank IDs in the .env. But if you don't have it, and if you think it's not necessary, since it's a public data, we just give it like a default value. So this is what the .env file is for. Did I answer your question, Mario?
Yes, you answered my question. Can I also add, can we also check the CSV files so we can
Okay, yes,
visualize what we're getting?
yes, we can. Okay, let me show you.
Your screen stopped sharing, by the way.
Yeah,
Just
yes, yes. I'm trying to share the whole screen. Uh, okay, so let's see the data. So first, the raw data gets app info first, then the so this is the app info. First, what we script, the app ID, the Awash, the bank, the title of the bank, the score of the total ratings, and so on. So install count, and so on. So this is the first thing that we will get. And then the second one, I think I opened it. So this is how your script data should look like. So it has a like a review ID, the review text like very good banking service, fast service, nice app, and so on. And then the ratings here, and the review date, like the username of the person who commented it, if it has a thumbs up or not, if the bank replied here. This is where we saw that duplicate files, the missing files in the reply comment was like 99%. So they did not reply to any of it. So you can remove it, this column. So it will not help us whatsoever. So this is the bank ID, the bank name, the source file. So this is how your script data supposed to look like. So Mariam, this is it. So is there any question?
thank you so much. I think there are more questions in the chat.
Okay, then okay. Does the bank name have to exact match for the name? What if we missed a spelling? I'm seeing that you have declared from bank, still something like that. Okay, so I was showing you guys. So this is just the app ID. This is the name of whatever you want. You can change this, but you can't change this. So let me show you. So I was explaining that, for example, for Awash Bank Pro, this is how you get your ID. So you won't have a misspell. You just have to copy here, this one, and like copy it here. See? So this is the Awash, right? This is the same as this. So if you copy paste, you don't have to worry about the app ID. Okay. Jonathan, did I answer your question? Jonathan, did I answer your question? Okay, okay, you already put on the chat. Sorry for that. Mogas said, can you explain how we handle missing values again, please? Like, what does it mean by substituting the default value in our scenario? So, uh, in our scenario, so for the missing data, we have seen that the column reply was like missing like 99% of the data. So there is no point in keeping that column. So you can just drop that column since it will not help us like whatsoever. So, but if you have like a missing data of, for example, like 10% of the whole data, you can fill it with the same as the other, or there are methods called like forward filling. If it's a value, you can put a mean value and put that mean value in all the columns. So there are methods to do that. Okay, thank you, Mogus. So is there any other question? Or should we close the session here? Okay. Thank you, guys. I'm going to share the resources that we ended the session. Okay, goodbye. Okay, RM. RM, did you raise your hand or is it by accident? Okay, are there any outlier? Mariam said. So this is, since this is like script data, I don't think we're gonna have an outlier since it's just text. There will not be an outlier. Okay, so goodbye, guys. Thank you for attending.